Today we're going to look at Addictive Keys Rhodes electric pianos against the original. Welcome back, how are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are. Afternoon it is, this side of the pond. So don't let this fool you. This is not a Roland Juno DS. It really isn't. She's middied up into the back of into my door. So and it's playing the XLN Addictive Keys electric piano pack. And the idea today is to finish off on what we started a few weeks ago, which essentially was to compare different sound engines with the real thing and see really whether you want a Rhodes in your life. We've been through all of the usual stuff about the cost and the portability and the weight, and I think we had a really interesting time with the Juno DS, don't you? The sound was really good. A couple of people have said to me, I really like that, I was really into that DS sound. And then right to the end of your last video you started hammering the Rhodes and there was kind of no replacing it, It's an interesting point because this did sound great, the Roland DS did sound great. So there were a couple of comments as well where I should let the sound breathe a little bit more as well, so you can hear things. Now, I do listen to everything that you put on YouTube comments, and I reply to all the good ones and some of the bad ones as well. But importantly, I take on board everything. I try and take on board everything. So let's just have a bit of a mess about on the old piano and just get our ear in really with a stage piano. So as you know, this is a Rhodes Mark II stage piano. If you've been to my channel before, all it's got is bass, boost and volume. It's not one of those clever fellas, and an input which is an output. Very bizarre. Going into the back there, I've got a little bit of compression, a little bit of reverb, and that's it really. Just to give it a fighting chance against these modern things which come with all the layers on. Right, let's have a bit of a bash, shall we? Okay, there you go. So all the hiss and noise, there's a bit of noise with that, isn't there? The output isn't very high, in my opinion, and you do tend to get a little bit of noise there. So you can hear. I think I do have a gate on that. Hear it? Okay, so there you go. For all those of you that think I don't do enough of the playing, and then equally as many of you think I do too much of the playing. So now what we've got now is the Juno DS, and all it's doing is just providing some keys and going MIDI out, basically. And This is going to the Addictive Keys VST plugin in Logic Pro X, and I've put a couple of bits and bobs on it, made it the best I could make it. So let's see. Pretty nice, right? Pretty nice. I went through a lot of these before I bought the Rhodes, trying to find the right plugin for recordings, and in fact through MainStage Live, Apple MainStage, and this was the best one for me, without a doubt, the most realistic, I thought. I was going to just play you a song from Small Faces there, and then I realised I'll be in all sorts of copyright business, so I changed it slightly, but you know that one? Okay, let's go for it then. I do like it. I do like it's got a nice tone to it. I mean, it's not a lot in it, is there? On that sample, remember, feels like there's a few samples. 2 there. 3. 3 again. Well, no samples on here. It's all of it, isn't it? Right. So. What do you reckon? For the money, I think that's the best VST that I could find, and I'd go so far as to say, and I have played that one live, and I think it's pretty fantastic. So, is it better than the piano? With all these things, really, I mean, you never have the two together, do you? So maybe we're asking the wrong question. Maybe the question is, does this pull off a cracking electric piano? Emphatically, it absolutely does, doesn't it? There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's pretty good, isn't it? For my money, I'd be carrying this around, to be honest. If you had the laptop with you and you wanted to get involved in that sort of, open that box, as it were, then, you know, I mean, This has got a bit more of that cheesier sound. I can't explain it, but it's like a, would you say it was a upper middle hump or something? Like a really, really nice kind of sound. And of course it drives well when you start to hit it louder. This one, I'll put a bit of overdrive on it. As you can see, I'll be honest with you, I've got both. I'll gig this before I'd gig that, I think, and then if I went to larger venues, maybe someone was carrying the gear for me and I had the C3 and the Rhodes, I think I'd probably have the Rhodes too. If I were recording big shock, I'd take the Rhodes, of course I would, but if I was doing a quick session somewhere, chuck this in the back of the car, the back of the van, can't you, and you can go. So what's the big surprise? Is there any big surprise? Well, I think what we've done is we've found a VST which, in my opinion, is easily as good on the face of it. Certainly for live work, certainly for theatre work or session work. I take the laptop along every time. Can you really take away the feel of the Rhodes? Your fingers and the touch and the weighted keys and all the loveliness. No, you can't, can you? So you know, do you have to have one in your life? Yeah, of course you do. If you've got the money, have one in your life. Why not? If you haven't got the money, you could do far worse than a Roland Juno DS that we heard the other week. That was fantastic. The Addictive Keys plugin is absolutely brilliant. So there's plenty of choice there, I think, for you. So more importantly, just get out and play. So this will end the comparison. We did a couple of videos on the comparisons. You can look back at the one we did a couple of weeks ago and see what you think. Hopefully it's been useful. Hopefully it's been helpful. Has it told you anything you didn't already know? I'm not sure, to be honest. We probably knew that we could take a cheaper one around with us. It would be lighter. Did I realise the Juno DS and Addictive Keys were as close as they were to the Rhodes? No, I think that surprised me. That surprised me how close they are, because in isolation they sound fine, they sound like an electric piano, but when you actually get them together, pretty close, isn't it? It's got to be said. So I'm really impressed. I'm more impressed than I thought I would be, which is great because it means it's an important experiment that we've just been through together. I'm learning when you're learning, and that's the way I like to do it. So I hope that was handy. Next time we chat, and chronologically, because God knows where you are in the world, you could be in the future by now, couldn't you? Probably are. There you go. Next time we chat, I'm going to have a little bit more time on the C3. We were looking at some dirty blues licks the other week, and I've had a few requests to sort of slow them down a bit and go into them in a bit more detail. So we'll have a look at that one next time. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. It does make a difference to me. It does help me. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.